Reality is, though, the eyes are going to be on the Sova when you come into this, because nobody expects Sova to do well on this map. We saw the entire scene move away from him. And if it is to counter the Cypher, well, that's something that the Cypher was always around at that time as well. So big drag, Twistin able to catch the first, and even decent damage onto another. That has backfired.
Yeah, that hasn't gone great whatsoever. Not been able to pick him off, and I don't even think he took any damage, which is definitely a little bit of a surprise considering the position he was in. Aslan has just run all the way into the spawn of his opposition, but will be traded out just after 1 kill. It's going to be a slight upgrade for Ardis. And now again, just the patient play of FPX as they try and slow things down a little bit. Probably going to wait for that wall to break in middle as well.
The wall's just shattered. I'll check for anybody having already pushed down. Heading for FPX, yeah. 2-1 split into B seems to be the play. Still have that Viper wall over on the A site, but nothing's going to come of that this time around. And look at the rotates for Big. Obnogs is making his way onto the B site. They're going to be stacked up here. FPX running out into it. And Angel had to take up that orb, go for the peek. There's the recon, and there's the peek after, but Twistin's a little bit too quick, securing the site almost instantly. Big, they've won this round.
Yeah, they're playing on that breach, and they've switched that up to the sky of Obnox, which, again, is something that I think we've thoroughly enjoyed throughout other maps. I'm a little bit disappointed that we don't have a Viper on the other side, just because I like that Sky Viper combination, but we'll see how they're actually going to try and make that work. And by the looks of it, he's almost just pocketing Aslan on the other side of the map and just trying to make sure that he's going to be able to go for those more aggressive peaks.
This is one of the worst things. One of the worst things to see a judge in this position. But more often, we're seeing teams very much prepared for it. What? The FPX have to deal with this, though? Yeah, you're going to peek in. No armor almost on anyone, actually. It is Farmville. At least it should have been. Oh, B, though, gets taken down after just 1. It's already damage done. FPX will look to do a little bit more. And now they've got a judge, which makes going into vents or retaking heaven a pretty daunting task.
Yeah, and a round like this, again, it kind of becomes a point of how much damage they can do. Like, they're going to walk into what is Cypher utility with
30 seconds left.
Twistin still just waiting within the site, a potential crossfire from Casper as well, and realistically, they should get absolutely nothing from this point onwards because they just don't have the range. So that might be one of the most optimistic spams I have ever seen with a judge.
Maybe someone's 1 HP that can get a kill. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Excited for this. As I said, they have the pocket player, and it's just a setup. It peeks out to go, oh, yeah, I'll destroy the Tiger so they don't get that information. They don't get rid of any utility that we have set up, and instead, he's met with an operator. There is no way that Angel would have predicted that.
Well, Sugetsu, we saw him go in towards B main here. He's going to try to slow creep through, I think. I think that means they're clear in heaven, which means they're running into God B with that setup that we saw in the previous round. Now, he managed to get 1 kill with, or 2 kills with 1 shot, but they, again, had no shields to play with there. That was a very once-off scenario, and the wall's going to go down. They'll break it just to cause some misinformation and make sure he sticks around. But yeah, he's up on top, but they're not coming to him. They're avoiding this completely. This is all just a ruse from FPX as they look for the A site.
Still 2 players within the site. The information is going to be huge coming out from Obnox. Knows that there's at least somebody up top taking that control, and with Godby on the other side, they'll have a decent idea. They're going to clear the first player. Obnox, the flash is good. He's just delaying. He's buying time, trying to allow for the rotation to come through, and he's done a decent job of it, but it will still be an after plan. The main worry at this stage, though, is going to be the aggressor of Sugetsu.
Now, if he's able to find himself an off angle on these players, honestly, they should expect him to having control to go to their opponents, but they have so much to deal with as they push out and so little to deal with it with. Got beat, caught on the judge. Aslan's down. And
better buy, but as we know, defensive side is split. Did you just see like Angel just phase through that wall for a second?
Yeah, I was wondering. don't know what's going on there, but obviously it's a spectator bug.
Yeah,
Nobody needs to check him PC. It's okay.
You're just playing with God mode.
All right, guys, I'm going to no clip to A and plant. It's got an omen ult, essentially. But yeah, so look for FPX right now. They're going to be very conscious about heaven. I'm not surprised to commit a drone. And, oh, there's a judge there. Well, you either don't want to push it or you want to do something like that. Nice attempt. The shock dart even made it through, but God B remains at full HP. Here it comes again, though. Ooh. Oh, that one hurt.
Yeah, they still haven't moved him, though. And that's the problem. With him even being alive, it's just an irritation. Twistin playing on the close corner as well is something they can no longer clear with the drone. He's actually going to get aggressive. Didn't expect the player to have crossed. Maybe a little bit much as the solo defender, although the rotation from Casper is in fast, and with nobody really backing up Zipan. This is a fantastic hold. We're just seeing multi-frag after multi-frag in this match so far, and, well, Artis got a lot still to do and no utility to do it with.
Those shock darts already expanded and
so awful.
4 players.
Doesn't matter if he has like 10 HP. Like, you have to kill him, otherwise the value of it seems diminished. And it was almost something that God B was just doing as an economic thing. Like, okay, we've locked you down there. Aslan, though, he's swinging. Like, he's obviously up against pistols in this round, but we'll take a bullet to the face and just opt to fall away.
The heal coming onto Aslan, so he'll be right back up to full health. Just no shields to play with. Is Big, I've got a lot of players on A, but they're starting to shift towards the other side of the map, slowly but surely. Aslan could be isolated in this duel. In fact, he isolates them. Spike dropped and he falls back, playing on the catwalk. Their teammates covering the walk out below. There's even a trap wire there. They've got 2 in spawn. Big have all their bases covered here. 0 opportunities given to FPX. Even there, you get a guy peeking in from spawn and gets naded. Aslan's instantly swinging in. He could have went down, but I wouldn't have given. Pretty strong. So fun to see teams adapt to that. Now, lots of information given over here as well. There's at least 2 players spotted outside A. But that has not deterred Aslan. In fact, that spurs him forward. Luckily, this drone should halt his plan.
Yeah, he'll get out of there fine. And the worry at the moment is because of how, well, I guess little success has been. Big have actually completely changed up their setup. Like, sure, you've still got the 2 players that you had before granting information, but now you also have Twistin here with all of his Cypher utility. So they'll get a nasty surprise if they go walking into the site. The fact is, though, FPX, initial battle, more importantly, some space taken. And as said, this is something that Big have been very good at controlling so far, is knowing positions on the map that they've lost. So I'll be curious to see if they're aware this time.
Really interesting to see this change in FPX. You know, we used to always see Angel do exactly what Zipan is here. Although his pressure applied somewhere on the map, he would sneak up through mid as a Brimstone, get into a position, drop his smokes down, and then start to play. But now he's playing Viper. He needs to be with his team on A to effectively get those smokes down, which means he can't play that lurk role. God B down below on 1 HP, and he'll be dealt with as well. There's still some players on the site. Every single one gets spotted and dealt with immediately. Plant secured. FPX have the round. Beautifully sold fake to start things out. Great lurk out of Zipan, and now a very tough clutch for Aslan and Twistin.
Yeah, they do have the finances to take a bit of a risk here. The God B's been saving money on judges every single time, and they might just want to try and remove some of that economy from FPX from the last couple of rounds. They're still very wary of some sort of flank, and normally you'd be a bit worried playing in those corners, especially if you're up against a Raze or...
Now, quick interruption to gameplay that we had. That was FPX having to reconnect one of their PCs. A little bit of a ping issue that's now being resolved. Right back into the action. We're seeing a very passive default out of FPX. The 2 players have been spotted towards A ramp. That might cause some rotations. It might cause some aggression. And that's what FPX are hoping for, waiting on middle and inside, or outside of B, I should say, for someone to push on up. And that, they've heard now. I think they will have heard the player inside of B main. I'm not sure if Aslan did step, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of information here right now for Big. Aslan deep. Also, you've had Godby in the majority of this round actually just swinging into mid, and he has delayed the wall. So it's going to last a lot longer than it had done previously, and obviously gives the information over if it's broken. So they can have this 3-man stack on the other side of the map, and it is one hell of a utility stack to have.
There's a very peculiar ultimate full heaven control now to play with from FPX. An interesting adaptation. Oh, an Angel's been ruined. They had a trap wire there, as if they were ready for it. Maybe not for the ult, but for the player to come through. 3v3 in the end, and look who's stuck on the site. Casp about to be spotted, and now he's in trouble. They might look to isolate him on the site. Artis has been deleted at least, but here comes that showstopper hunting them down. They get on out, and there's a slow orb to guarantee that rocket will not find any target. Without it landing its mark, FPX have a man disadvantage, but time on their side, Tom, and they just need to run this clock down. If Sagetsu gets out of here, oh, he's actually under heaven as well. Aslan checks it inside the cloudburst. He's surviving for now, and he'll right-click him out of the map. What a...
Be something that's not too difficult to teach, but it's seeing the fact that, I guess, Big have the faith in him to play other agents other than just these duelists.
He went away and learned his trapwire lineup, so well deserved. But at 5-2, you know, Big are looking good. Defense building up those rounds. For FPX, what have they got to work with here? A Hunter's Fury. Other than that, weaponry with Angel left down to a Sheriff. There's certainly a lot of weaknesses here for the attack. They're going to hope that Big makes some mistakes and get a little bit too aggressive. Holding down in this early default. Eventually, though, FPX look for mid control. They're going to find this very easily. There's a lot of space left open here by Big.
Something that Godby has started to fall back to look upon, but it leaves isolated duels, and versus these pistols, that leaves an opportunity, but Casper gets the right timing on the peak. Might actually be a kill coming through, but it's not going to be anything more. FPX finding a double and leaving just 3 players standing, one of them within the site, and Zipan just goes huge. Artis from behind as well, and it's left onto Aslan, a 1v4 turn 3, a tough clutch.
Yeah, indeed, a very tough task ahead of Aslan, and he realizes that maybe it's not worth committing to either. So he'll hightail it out of here, save that up for the next round, and give a third to FPX.
It's like this is going to be an all-in take from FPX.
Oh, it certainly does. FPX have already got control over heaven. In fact, are very close to those players trapped over towards the vents. They don't know that there's this many players about to peek them. They certainly suspect there's some combat coming. Lots of damage taken. Flash in, and oh, Casper takes his time on that one. He ends up Gravwelling himself, and he'll make it away, getting the reload off before falling to Xiao's bullets. Big with the disadvantage. Everybody coming in through spawn. No heaven control. And now fighting against the blind as well. The timing for Twistin. Luckily, Artis is there to trade.
I'm probably a little bit confused, but it won't matter in the end. So Igetsu has put himself into a fantastic position. We've also got the Cosmic Divide, which, well, peeking through that with an operator is nigh on a death sentence, and they're going to go looking to try and find him, but the fact is he's already left. Again, these are the things I've always loved most about FPX, are these pace changes. Like, just as you talk about, like, Big having to make those adaptations, they throw in a curveball round, which ruins their entire plan. Like, they had multiple players.
You're done till playoffs.
Head.
Exactly. Also, the value of starting off the season strong definitely cannot be underestimated. Honeymoon periods and streaking together games can do a lot for a team's mentality. And Big are coming up against London United. Now, if they're going to have any chance of taking down Team Liquid, it definitely starts, which is their third game. It's FPX this week, beat London United next week, and then, you know, you've got a little bit of momentum. Maybe you have a chance up against Liquid. I mean, wishful thinking, because Liquid look unreal right now, but got to start somewhere.
Again, they've managed to hold on to this mid control, and we've gone back to the early rounds. It's got to be on top of a wall with a judge. Now, this is something that has been expected. There's still a drone online, so it is going to be spotted. they just ignored it. I like that. He just goes, oh, I'm not even going to shoot it. Go on, tag me. You know I'm here. I know you're there. Come at me.
Yeah, a curious choice. What's he gonna do now? He can't even get close to them. There's a blast pack right behind him. He's ran through and it's still being watched. They were ready for that play and they found another. Casp's gone down in the 1-to-1 trades. The site's now theirs. There's a player in heaven challenging and Obnox has gone down. It was a 2v2. Aslan had an op. This was winnable, but Obnox just went absolutely crazy, swinging out for that fight. And now it has to be the clutch that's just...
The worry now, though, is I do feel like, again, similarly to the previous map, FPX look like they've figured out quite a bit of this. Like they haven't run into the operator, I think, once. Like that first kill onto Angel in like round 3. I don't remember anything else really happening with the operator. They have managed to avoid it. They fought for mid control quite often, and the early success of God B, it's fallen apart a little bit. And now we're seeing what I want to call riskier and riskier plays. Like obviously in this round you can understand it. It's a weaker purchase. It's not great, but like that's an all-in play if ever I've seen one.
Yeah, it very much is. Oh, leaving nothing on the table, I guess. Normally you do that coming out of a half, but they're doing it coming towards the end of this one. You're gonna get the A side push successful for FPX. Big might, I mean, you save at this point? They can get another rifle on mid, save the 3. But it's 3v4. I mean, I guess they play for the pick here. See if they can get it. Angel's not looking. That timing is terrible for Caspa. He peeks around the corner. Oh, well, maybe it's not. Because I guess he's caught Sagetsu off guard. Another kill for Gobi. Okay, now you definitely don't save. This is more than winnable. This is favorable. There's plenty of time left on the clock. Angel, he was shifting through the smoke, and he's caught as well. That is gorgeous by Big. Around the up a little bit there. Too eager, seeing the 7-5 start to form, perhaps. Whatever it was, they better refocus coming into this one. Already got their 5 rounds, as we said. Good foundations built, but it'd be a shame to leave another round in Big's hands and maybe let them have the pistol, so on. You know, these things spiral. I see it all the time. FPX are going to look for mid control into B, I think. They're starting to shift in that direction. And Big want to push A, but they're going to be way too late by the time they get that info. Unless they gamble the rotate. This is so risky. They have no control of mid. They could easily have FPX walk through vents, come behind them on A, and ruin their day. Instead, they gamble to the B side, and FPX are running right into it.
Almost playing off what happened prior. It's going to be a swing out from Twist, and he actually gets away with that, and we'll find the information. And now with the remaining players looking to be on cleanup, but Xiao has managed to find a trade. They have the site under their control. It definitely looks like a retake setup, and what Artist is just trying to deny as long as possible, hoping to be handed an individual jewel. Well, there it is. Xiao takes the head clean off of Aslan, leaving just 2 players remaining. One of them looking to try and make some space for the other, and Godby's going to land the shot again. It's all onto Xiao, and with the res coming through, he might even just swing off of this, but instead Xiao has the chance to take both. He's wary of the flank coming through, and eventually Aslan will being enough. So there is definitely potential. Of course, the switch up in comps definitely makes things a little bit more interesting. Not having that breach available will change things a little bit. But they're going to go very fast up mid, Mitch.
That they are, yeah. Steaming in towards the side. This is going to be kind of difficult with 2 players down towards side and main. Okay, that's the adaptation. FPX was going to say they almost have to leave the site. Instead, they push up mid. Already finding 2 kills. Zipan is on fire. Another headshot landed. Any doubt about this round going to FPX is surely now settled. But look at the HP of Zipan. He could go down and leave Angel and Xiao to do it all. The upside being that they've got the spike secured. And there's pretty much, I mean, Twistin walking through here, he's going to lose a fair bit of HP considering it's the pistol round. And Angel's got shields to play with as well.
The spike is here.
Gonna try. Actually get this one through. Bear in mind how low Zipan currently is, but he had the extra nade to just throw through to deny them that little bit longer. Still got players watching in towards B main as well, knowing that this hasn't been stolen away. The worry is that Zipan's the one taking the peek, but he was just looking for the information. They end up getting both, and
it's not too scary because it's making up for the terrible start that they had, really. You know, FPX dominated that first half. You gotta be so careful though. Like with the buy that FPX have, I'm just Artist buying a shorty. It's sickening, but it could do so much damage where he is. Luckily, they're not going his way.
Yeah, they also have like a little bait and switch. It's not even one shorty. No. It's two. So the first guy doesn't get
shorty
you.
as well. Yeah, oh, that's disgusting. What the hell?
It's just gross. They're just waiting for anybody.
No. Help sewers. Someone bring them back.
By the way,
let them know.
They've got a grab well as well. Just in front of it.
oh, this is going to be so nasty, dude.
If they get nothing, I'm going to be so sad. Oh, okay, no, he didn't use it for a grab, but they're going to play in the smoke. Oh, this could still just be disgusting. The cam...
No, they haven't cammed it.
They're actually see anything. They're going to go up towards Angel instead, and that might be the perfect play. The other two players should be absolutely screwed here. And while now playing sight with this gun, it's not going to work. Great clearing. That's doing your due diligence right there. From the sight still gets one. I thought for a second he might get the reload off, but it was nowhere near as bad as we thought it could be.
Well, let's go. I mean,
And because of what actually happened in the last round, there's a fair few people actually buying into it. One of them is actually not Aslan, because he's come in with the Spectre, and Xiao has actually denied a very early push from Twisted.
Behind that wall, a nasty spot to play in from Angel. But it's going to be detected. He has to run quickly. The spams are going to come through. He's out already. Slow orb there as well. Was that from the attack?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to be. Why did they slow? I guess the slow was just late. I don't know why Aslan's dead. How is Artist killing all these people?
All right, then. That was interesting. Just a couple of spams, pre-fire angles, and Artist has taken down two. Oh, I thought for a second the lineup would come in, but turned it into a 2 versus 4 scenario. A very tough position for the remaining players to be in. And as I said, they've brought in a little bit extra alongside what would have been the bonus. Now, their positions are almost definitely known. You can see every spot being watched, held. Well, honestly, I don't see how Big actually comes out of this one.
I've said that before, though. And I've just thrown it back in my face. Let's give him a chance here. God B's being nuts, and he's dropped a lot of players in the second or the third round. They're now in a spot where, second round I meant. They're now in a spot where they can't really buy. They got a couple of pistols to play with, a bunch of disadvantages, and Twisted is destroyed trying to lurk through A.
Yeah, this happened a couple of times. That's 2 rounds in a row where he's tried something really aggressive as the lurk, and it just doesn't seem worthwhile. Like, you're normally the player to try and sneak in from behind, like buy some time for the team, hold on to the space. Instead, being insta-killed, it loses all of that benefit. So I felt like he's definitely going to have to rein it in a little bit. And especially in a round like this, that opening kill coming up for the defense is huge, because they can start to take gambles elsewhere.
Taking that back.
FPX is shifting back, grabbing that spike. It looks like we're maybe looking at a straight B blitz out through main. Another star has just gone down. Big undeterred. I see lots towards the right side here. Lots of pings. Are they going to try to block off the side itself? Move into the right. There's the flash. There's the peek. Yes, they're running the right lane. You don't normally see this from teams, and Zipman didn't expect it either. The ult is destroyed, taken out of the round, but they still need to deal with Sagetsu. They know that he plays this site. They know he put that cage down just a moment ago, activated it, and now they'll deal with him on the back of the site. Very well handled by Big, and now they end up in a 3 versus 2 with Casper getting healed on up.
They do have to be careful. Incredibly low HP on Obnox. Almost seems like it's going to end up as a 2 versus 2, and well, he's still going to manage getting a kill. It's left on to Angel. It's a little bit tight, and he's aware that there could be a potential wraparound. Obnox is just selling this as a fake. He's trying to bait Angel in while his IGL looks to try and wrap back around, but Angel is aware of it. He gets the timing spot on, and now into a 1v1 with basically 1 HP on the other side. It could not
going to be played for some of these players already, and if they lose this round, well, the FPX are likely to equalize, because Big will be forced to an eco.
Oh, it's a pace change though, and well, Xiao is going to meet his maker seconds into the round. Spike dropped, but more importantly, they've managed to even things up, and actually Ardis is just going to throw in the Hunter's Fury, give them the advantage. Aslan has gone so far, but again, he will fall.
Spike planted.
Okay, well played by Twistin to at least grab one. But now they know where he is, so they're going to pick the pace up towards the side a little bit. Leave Caspa by himself, but he does manage to sneak out towards main. A Gravwell there to play with, dragging anybody off the site. We've seen the second star used for stun earlier on to great value. FPX are trying to mitigate that entirely by making a play towards main. And they're... Oh, this is smart. You're still going to have to deal with that Astra utility. They're going to just tap it right now, make them spam, and as they do, return fire. This needs to be diffused here and now, and that it will be. Hold on. Is the time too long? It's close.
He's got it.
He's going.
Aggressive play from Aslan, just not really gaining anything. They're going for it again. I guess after how they were able to shut down Xiao in the last round, he might be a little bit more careful.
Trailblazer up through mid big. Don't want to commit to that Pete play. They're going to start to shift out to mid itself. And we've seen Twistin play this angle quite a number of times. Excuse me, quite a number of times, trying to lurk through A, destroy some of that Cypher utility in the early round, take down their cams, stuff like that. Hasn't been able to find value from it, really. Those lurks are being watched by FPX every single round. A super patient team on the attack. I think it comes as no surprise that they're a super patient team on the defense as well. But they will get aggressive at times. Right here on mid, it's going surprisingly well up against the Blade Storm. And then the peek out from Artist. Only good for one.
You will not kill my ally.
Res available to bring back Obnox, and I imagine that will complete the healing process as well. It's position from Soigetsu, though. They've been so aggressive in this round with the fights into middle. There's an opportunity for him to get two, and he hits the timing perfect, leaving, again, just two players to fight off against this FPX defense. And the bigger problem is the time. 25 seconds, but actually, they might just thread the needle here. Angel's gone wrapping around, and I imagine Godby's probably a little bit confused right now because the site's completely clear.
Well, this might not be the blessing they think it is, though. I was going to say it means they'll be playing together. In fact, FPX do the exact opposite. This could not be any more separate. 3 players coming from 3 separate angles. But will Big expect that? It was necessary to send Angel down to break the wall, create an extra angle for them to worry about. Now B main getting pushed up as well. But look at the positions they're in. These are ratty little spots from Big. They should be able to at least find the one. And Gobi steps up again. One more needed. And he knows exactly where Twistin is. Time on his side. But he can't just sit in the corner and let himself be pushed. He'll go out on the wider angle.
Time. I feel like one of the top teams, like Gambit Liquid, are going to have to be upset by someone. I just don't believe that it's going to be them blitzing through everyone else.
I had so much faith in the big brand, you know, when it started out. And in Valorant, they never really achieved anything, right? They never pushed up to that tier 1 level. A few small community tournaments in the like beta days and ignition days, but never reached a tier 1 level. Never seemed like they would be, you know, a top global team. I want to see that from them, though, because this is a team that has so much potential, shown by how well their very aged in-game leader is able to come in here, compete with, you know, FPX certainly have had their issues recently too, but compete with them and put on a really good show. I hope this is the year of Big. And I know certainly a lot of people in our production team and even in our casting team want that to be the case too.
Yeah, Kakuka won't stop going on about no. Obviously it's Zesh. Obviously it's Zesh.
Wouldn't be Zesh. This is a nice little gap there for Xiao to spray through. He's taking a lot of risks, and well, they paid off somewhat. Artis wasn't even aiming at him, crouching, running, spraying, and he catches a kill onto the low HP player of Obnox. Aslan low himself. Caspa's one of the main hopes for this. It's only 1 round. That might seem strange to say, but this defensive side, and with the way things have gone on top of it, certainly has not looked very good for Big. Early round snake bite down. I thought they were going to nade on that, but they didn't. They just chilled out.
For information with the Tigers, it's not really going to garner a lot. They know the close angles are clear, but it's this same crossfire setup that we've seen. Different players, but each time it's been this contact taken by Zipan, and then the swing, well, in most cases from Angel, and that might actually bait them a bit. because now we've seen those trips actually move away from site defenses and instead used to garner information around this middle area. And it means for FPX right now, they don't actually have to take any map control because they have B locked down. They have eyes on A with utility there, grab well or stun or whatever you like, smoke if they need it. And then on the other side of things, they know that this mid control hasn't been taken because otherwise the trip would have gone off or been destroyed.
Well, since day one of Valorant, FPX have been playing mid control on attack sides, getting Angel or now Zipan in through the vents, in through heaven. Makes sense that they play to counter their own play, right? Give up the mid control, let you run the clock down like that. Just play on B, exactly right, Tom. It is a bait, but there's still plenty of players across the map to cover this one down. In fact, barely any assistance is needed here, with Caspa being the only player close by. And a shock dart is how he meets his demise. Got B caught.
Ultimates to play with. Like, there's a few that are close for sure, but they have to almost win this round versus a team that has the majority of their ultimates ready. And in fact, the main one I'm looking at is the Hunter's Fury, which we saw just a couple of rounds ago had some high impact catching that rotation. Now, they have left a lot of pressure here onto Saigetsu. This is looking like a complete misread, at least for now. But he's doing a damn good job of slowing them down.
One man all alone, completely stopping this aggression out of Big. I mean, they are 4 players stuck at a choke point and they do nothing. They don't push up. They don't try to take the control. Instead, they're going to just start falling back, conceding it. And FPX were shifting towards that side of the map through vents, but now they're coming down through sewers. And oh, this is going to be a bit of an awkward fight. Not expecting it at all. Big, they've ran into another player in mid, and they don't know Zipban's here as well. He's able to get them all. 3 up close. Damage done to Obnox from the snake bite. And although the Seekers are chasing Twistin down below, he's got good timing. Great space. And there's not a double. Angel is going to be dropped in the end, leaving Sagetsu to do it all. Rotating in from the A site. They know he was here earlier on. And so that's going to give Obnox the confidence to just straight up plant it. But Sagetsu's getting here, swinging in from heaven. That's the plan. Stopped for now. And yeah, not the common buy, that's for sure. Obnox being the first player to swing out on mid there, spotting a couple of players moving in towards the ropes. But the issue that I'm seeing for Big to start this one out is obviously all the ultimates they're coming up against. A Showstopper and a Hunter's Fury. The drone luckily doesn't find anyone, so no, Hunter's Fury will be used. Never mind. It's going to be activated right now. It's even caught a tag onto the jet.
Yeah, the value though, I don't know. They've got double healers. That's why I feel like they can almost actually play this and it works to an extent. Is because as long as nobody's going down, the low HP isn't really kept. Again, we're going to see this poison orb stolen back. It's something that Angel seems to do quite often in a lot of these rounds, but they have wasted a lot of time. 50 seconds on the clock, still have that lurk on one side of the map, and the sneak through with a hell of a lot of utility. And, well, the timing's been missed. Angel didn't expect them to be that far up. He's got Zipan alongside him, but he doesn't get a kill either. The Showstopper does damage, but again, the heals come through.
Aslan just needs to sit there and wait for that health to be regenerated, but the nade forces him out of position. A good frag for Zipan, but it's the first for the side of FPX. Still so much to play with here for Big, and Caspa's got a great angle. Low HP on Zipan, dealt with right away too. The site is now theirs, and FPX have a tough retake ahead of them. They need a big play, and Artis has to do it all. Not
their bad game in an important match like this. A complete change-up though. God B. I feel like he's been watching some TikToks. He's trying to find a little lineup with his wall.
Yeah, right away there, Shock Dart managed to get rid of the trap wire cover in the back, and even in the grab well, Twistin's able to win that duel. Moving a little bit further forward, dodging all the spams. This is about as good as it could go for Big. They've got the site, they've got the man advantage, and the post plans, I mean, it's up to them. They can go wherever they want. Although Angel's quick to come back and fight for ramp control, and he's going to lock that player out, maybe hoping there's more than one back there. But sadly, it's only the one, so this isn't going to be all too easy for the rest of the team.
That is a surprising Viper's Pit. Like, because it basically means that he has to sit back as well and ends up just walking in. It achieves very little.
To deal with that, really. Like, it's going to be hard to clear someone out of the Viper's Pit.
Basically. That's about it.
Exactly. But if you've got a second player mid as well, good luck to you. You know, Cypher's comfortable solo holding A. Your Vents player plays mid with you. Easy peasy. They decided to use it there on the retake. Now, this is a much harder round for FPX. With weaker weapons, Xiao isn't able to do anything. But Artis comes to save the day. A triple. The trade there for Angel. FPX dramatic timing, perhaps, as they come in at the last minute to close this map out. Twistin has to 1v3, and he won't even get the first man himself, Angel, to close it.